Guys, welcome to the video. If you're here because you're a physiotherapist, you're a health professional who wants to go online, you've come to the right place. I'm not going to go into telehealth, online rehab, because these methods of going online are still trading your time for money. You're not going to be able to scale past your time, have unlimited earning potential. Instead, what I want to show you today is how to go online to build an online coaching business, an online digital health business that allows you to scale past your time, pull back your days in clinic down to 2 to 3 days per week, and be able to have the work-life balance for your friends, family, partner, and other passions that you want to get into. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Av. I was a physiotherapist and clinic owner for 10 years, and I've helped over 200 physiotherapists turn burnout into breakthrough through hybrid practices, working only 3 days a week, and making over $200,000 a year. Now, in this video, we're going to go step by step together and how you can go from not knowing where to start online to having a fully clear picture of what your online digital health business will look like so you can start tomorrow. I've created a Notion document for you to download so you can follow along with this video. So have a look in the description below. Otherwise, let's get into this video. So the most difficult thing in anyone's business is getting clear on who it is you're serving. I think it's just one thing where you have so many passions, you have so much wisdom and knowledge that you want to be able to help so many people around the world. But by actually trying to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And it becomes so much harder for you to serve someone powerfully to get them from point A to point B if you want to serve everyone under the sun. And a really good example of this is serving, a 40-year-old woman with 2 kids who wants to lose weight versus a single tradie, right? Someone who goes long hours back and forth with physical labor, drinks beer at night, doesn't go to the gym, has no kids, no family. Their wants and desires, although it's weight loss, they want different things for their life. So the more that you can understand their wants and desires, the more specifically you can speak to their exact situations, their exact desires. The more that they can see you as a person of authority and a person who understands them. Because in this online space, there is a lack of proximity. There is a lack of physical proximity with anyone online. So for people to trust you, they have to know that you understand where they're coming from and what their situation looks like. And by building that trust and authority, it makes it an easier yes for them to buy your products and services, regardless of whatever online business you start. So what I want to focus on is actually getting into an understanding of who it is we're really serving today, and also get you an understanding of what are some key characteristics and ingredients in this ideal client that we want to find so that we can actually show up online and be able to provide extreme value to someone who wants our service and wants our help. Now, the 3 core ingredients of when you want to decide who to serve, and we're going to go very high level first. Number 1 is that the person you're trying to serve, they have to have core problems that they can't solve themselves, right? And a really good example of this is that I had a physio come on the other day who wanted to get into the headache space. They wanted to create programs, a service to help people get out of headaches. And he was pitching the idea, he had it all written down on paper, but the core problem of headaches isn't deep enough. And what I mean by that is that someone's just gonna pop a Panadol, they're just gonna pop a paracetamol, a painkiller to get rid of the headache in the next day or 2. And once that headache is gone, yes, although they might not be as strong as they need to prevent reoccurrence in maybe their neck strength or their posture is not the best, right? The fact that they can get rid of the pain themselves within the next 24 to 48 hours, it's gonna be a very hard sell for you to get that person onto your programs and services. Can I build this bridge, right? So I'm gonna clamp this here because I'm gonna use some hands. Can you build a big bridge, right? So what I mean by that is that the problems you're trying to solve, so point A to point B, if that bridge that you're helping your client cross over is too short and they feel like they can cross it themselves, they don't need your help. And they probably won't put enough money down for you to guide them from point A to point B. But the bigger you can make that bridge, the bigger this bridge is from A to B, the bigger this problem, the more problems, you can probably see now, oh my gosh, I can't walk this bridge by myself. I need your hand. I need you to walk me through point A to point B. So once you understand that the bigger the core problem, the deeper the core problem is, the higher you can charge, the more money you can make with the online digital business. And also the deeper, the more powerfully you can serve this one person you're trying to help. Okay, secondly, hunger. Your audience needs to be hungry. And it's this misconception of create something and people will come, or build it and people will come. But the thing is, that couldn't be further from the truth. I've spent so much time, money, and energy building products, things, and businesses and side hustles and thinking that the market would just come with it. But crickets, nothing, right? And the biggest mistake that I made at the very start, going into just business in itself, was just trying to create something based off assumption. What you have to do is you have to create based off what people actually want. So you want to ask yourself, right? What the pain that I'm trying to solve, the person I'm trying to help, are they hungry enough to pay for this solution now, right? Many people try to convince other people to buy what's good for them. So if you feel like you're trying to get into the space or the online space or trying to start a business where you're trying to convince the other person that what you have is something they need, that's going to be a super hard business, a super hard product and service to sell. Rather, if you can find an ideal client or a person to serve who already has an internal desire and is already hungry to want to solve this problem, like a problem that they're aware of now, that's going to be a lot easier for you to come in and sell and to be able to charge a price that you want to charge, right? So the question you have to ask yourself first is how hungry, right? How hungry is your ideal client to actually want to change or achieve something new? How much of their self-interest is leading them to a solution? Not how much are you wanting them to be hungry? How much internally themselves, how much are they hungry personally for what they want to achieve? The lower the hunger is, like I said before, the harder it is to build a business. An example that I gave earlier, like I said before, is again, the headache side of things. If you're trying to solve a headache problem, right, but the audience is not that hungry for the solution of a headache because they can just pop a Panadol or a painkiller, it's probably not the best business to start. You can start that business, you probably can make some money, but it's gonna make it 2-3 times harder for you when you could just pick a different niche or pick a different person to serve who actually wants and needs your service right now. And thirdly, the third ingredient to finding, who to serve or finding this person that you want to serve is being one solid step ahead. And what I mean by that is that you have to be extremely confident and comfortable standing on your own 2 feet and being able to lead from the front. Because a lot of the times we get into spaces and people online, I mean, there's so many gurus and scammers and everything you see online who have literally made their first, maybe $1,000 online and then create a course on how to make your first $1,000 online, right? And maybe even teaching you selling you a course that teaches you how to create a course, right? So what I'm trying to get at is that like, the person that you want to serve, the person you're trying to get from point A to point B, you should be one solid step ahead. And the reason why this is important is because you'll have complete alignment with what you're doing. If you lack the alignment, a lot of self-doubt will start to creep in. Imposter syndrome, this stuff can eat you alive inside. And it's the biggest reason why most people don't start what they want to start and they don't live the life that they want to live, because all these internal fears eat them up. The easiest way for you to battle that, to make these voices smaller than they should be, is to find a person that you can serve who you're one big step ahead, right? So you don't have to fake it to make it. If you're not a runner, right? If you're a physiotherapist and you see running right now is getting so popular and you want to be a running coach because it's just the popping thing, it's the gap in the market, it's going to fall flat on its face if you've never ran in your life and you don't have a personal story behind your running space, right? Behind the running experience. So I would just stay completely away from that and really dig deep into yourself and be brutally honest. What is your genius zone and what are you extremely good at? And what are you one step ahead of, apart from most or ahead of most, right? So now we're going to get into crafting or kind of figuring out, who is this one person to serve. So just to recap, we now know that we want to have a core set of problems that they can't solve themselves. So the bigger the bridge, right? The more problems that they need to get solved to go from point A to point B, the higher prices that we can charge. Secondly, the audience has to be hungry. So you have to have a solution that they're willing to pay for now. Not a solution that they have to go away, think about it, and maybe there's other better solutions. They have to be hungry. And it has to be an internal desire for them to want to find that solution for themselves. And number 3, you have to be one solid step ahead so that self-doubt, imposter syndrome doesn't eat you alive inside and you're able to move forward even if things aren't perfect. The easiest way for you to start with this is finding who is the younger version of yourself that you are serving. Is it you 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? Who is this younger version of yourself and what transformations did they do for themselves? Right? Did you lose 10 kilos in 10 weeks? Did you gain 10 kilos of muscles in 10 weeks? Did you have a really weak, unstable ankle and now you were able to go back to pro level sports? I've got physiotherapists that I'm working with who are getting into the productivity study space because they were so good at study and they were able to ace through all their exams. Now they're helping other students do the same. All you need is 20 people to pay you $500 a month and you'll already be earning $120,000 a year on top of what you're already doing in clinic. And you can pull back 2 to 3 days. So what I want you to do now is I want you to make a list of every single transformation you've done for yourself as a younger version of yourself and list it all out. Another way you can go about this is going into things that you've done for others. If you're amazing with working with over 50 women with weight loss, with specific conditions, go into that space, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to be a younger version of ourselves. It can just be something we do over and over again that we can do with our eyes closed and be able to provide that transformation effectively and efficiently for someone else. Again, I want you to remember there is 8 billion people in this world, right? I was about to swear, but in this world, you can get at least 20 people to pay you $500 a month and you're already at $10,000 a month. It is not that far, it's not that hard. The hardest part is starting. Once you start, the momentum in itself will come up from behind you and that will push you forward in where you need to go. Once you list all of these out, you list them out nice and neat. It could be 5 or 10. I then want you to take a step back, go for a walk, go for a coffee. And I want you to find the one transformation that you feel two things that you feel was the deepest pain for you or the hardest thing to get through, but you got through it. Secondly, what transformation do you find excites you most? Because going into a space that doesn't excite you, that doesn't give you the joy to do, to create content for, to serve others with, it's gonna be very hard for you to have longevity in this game. So those are the two best ways for you to get super clear on who it is you're serving and then what business you're gonna start online. Now, once you have all this laid out, once you know who you're serving and what transformation you're providing, the next step after this is now really getting deep into what does this person's everyday day-to-day look like? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what are their habits? What do they like? What they don't like? And the more that you can get in depth with, what this person looks like, the stronger your messaging and your content will be. And again, I just want to remind everyone, and I say this all the time on my Instagram, on my stories, is that you don't need a lot of followers to make a lot of money, right? When I started making my first, when I closed my first sale online, which was a $3,500 sale, I only had like 3,000 followers. But what I was focusing on was a deep resonance with the people who were following me because I knew I could serve them powerfully, right? Don't worry about the followers. Worry about first who it is you're serving. Get really good with who they are and knowing what they like, and really connect with them with the messages, with the messaging through your content. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else that you want to see. Follow me on Instagram at @Flores. I'm in my DMs every single day, so if you want to chat, DM me there. Otherwise, peace and love, and I'll see you in the next video.